Everything. My dad's been on me since day one. He loves me. He's been my coach, my mentor, my father.
The NBA was built upon the back of stars. From all-time legends like Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, and everyone in between, as well as those playing right now, they built the game. And when you look at some of these players, you'd swear that if they had kids, they would be just as good as their parents, if not better. But rarely do the legends have kids that play. And some of the nowadays legends who had dad in the game aren't who you think they were. It's time for some comparing of the famous NBA stars to their NBA fathers. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 8, the Currys. The curious thing about the Currys is every one of them has been underrated, and we don't say that lightly. Del Curry, the father obviously, was drafted with the 15th pick in the first round of the 1986 NBA draft, and he outperformed. In terms of minutes played and points scored, 11 of the 13 players chosen ahead of him who got the chance to play in the league. He is a respected player of the game and is thought of greatly for his job as a role player in the NBA. Steph Curry, his eldest son, was overlooked by high major colleges, became a first-team All-American All-Star and NCAA tournament legend, and still he lasted until the 7th pick of the 2009 NBA draft. He has outperformed in those categories 5 of the 6 players chosen before him, including helping lead the Golden State Warriors to 5 NBA Finals appearances and winning 3 of them, as well as being the only unanimous MVP in the history of the league. By the time everyone got to Seth, they should have learned to expect more, but he was not highly recruited and began his career at low major Liberty, averaged 20.2 points per game. Then Duke was smart enough to pick him up as a transfer and got 2 All-ACC seasons out of him. After his senior season in 2013, he went undrafted in 2013 and has gone on to outperform 28 of 30 second-round picks in terms of minutes played and 29 of 30 in points scored. He even has done better than 9 first-rounders, including the number 1 overall pick, Anthony Bennett. It's understandable to some degree why you wouldn't expect the Currys to be a basketball family, but they absolutely are, and they deserve our respect. Especially Steph. He's just freaky when he shoots. 7, the Thompsons. Let's head now to one of Steph Curry's favorite teammates, Klay Thompson. Although his father, Michael, was the number 1 overall pick in the 1978 NBA draft and enjoyed a fine career, winning NBA titles in 1987 and 1988 with the Lakers, Klay has managed to surpass his father's achievements as a pro in every way. Klay has won 3 championships, appeared in 5 All-Star games, won gold medals in the Olympics and the FIFA World Cup, and already ranks among the league's top 20 in career three-pointers. He's a linchpin in the Golden State Warriors offense, and they are seriously hurting without him due to back-to-back leg injuries. We're pretty sure Michael doesn't mind his son's success, especially since Thompson is hailed as being a very humble person and a great teammate, which is why the Golden State Warriors shelled out a bunch of money to keep him. And when he returns from injury next season, Golden State will be a force again, no doubt. Number 6, the Rivers. One of the genuinely rare circumstances in professional sports is a father coaching his son. But Doc got that chance with Austin in 4 seasons as head coach of the Los Angeles Clippers. Austin's 2 double-figure scoring seasons as a pro in 2016-17 and 2017-18 came with his father as head coach. In 2014-15, the Clippers lost a 7-game series to the Rockets in the Western Conference semifinals, with Austin shooting 37.1% on three-pointers. Doc won an NBA championship as Celtics head coach in 2007-2008. And also had a 13-year playing career that included 1 All-Star game. But his time as coach is what most people remember. And he's proving once again how great a coach he is as he's gone on to take over the Philadelphia 76ers and made them the current #1 team in the East. Austin is still going strong himself and is playing for the New York Knicks, who are doing much better than people expected this season. 5. The Sabonises. Arvydas Sabonis is widely acknowledged as one of the greatest big men in the sport's history, although his NBA career lasted only 7 seasons. He did not enter the league until he was 31 because he grew up in the Soviet Union and was not permitted to join an American league. After starring in the 1988 Olympics against the likes of David Robinson and Danny Manning, Sabonis had to wait 7 years to get his shot with the Trailblazers. He was inducted into the Naismith Hall of Fame in 2011. Domantas Sabonis had an impressive 2 seasons at Gonzaga, but left the year before the Bulldogs would appear in the NCAA championship game. He became the 11th overall pick in 2016 by Orlando, which shipped him on draft night to Oklahoma City. After being traded again, this time to the Pacers with Victor Oladipo for Paul George, Sabonis has blossomed. He made his first All-Star game in 2020 and was averaging 19.1 points and 12.9 rebounds at the time. We'll see if he lives up to his father's legend, but he's clearly doing all right for himself. Number 4, the Brunsons. Of all the father and sons who've played in the NBA, few bore a greater resemblance as players than the Brunsons, Rick and Jalen, even down to the fact they both shoot left-handed. The one difference is in height, and maybe if Jalen had been as tall as his father, 6'1" compared to 6'4", he'd be an even more significant player. But Jalen is an all-time college great who swept the 2018 Player of the Year awards and won 2 NCAA championships at Villanova. He now plays primarily as a backup point guard with the Mavericks. Rick fought his way into the league after a standout career at Temple, playing in Australia and the CBA to prepare for his NBA break. He entered the league at age 25 and lasted 9 seasons. The Mavericks are relying on Jalen to help out all-star Luka Doncic, and we'll see just how much he does that when the back half of the NBA season starts. 3. The Hardaways. Of all the fathers and sons who've played in the NBA, few bore less of a resemblance as players than the Hardaways. They share the same first name and last name, and their love of basketball, but they succeeded in entirely different ways. Tim Sr. was a dynamo on the floor, a powerful point guard with unrelenting quickness who blew past those defenders and bullied those who remained in his way. He played in 5 All-Star games and is 18th in career assists. Tim Jr. is a lean wing who at 6'6", stands 5 inches taller than his father and excels as a shooter. He has averaged 13.4 points for his career and ranks in the top 10 in 3-point field goals in the current season. This goes to show you that you can be descended from a great player, but have an entirely different skill set that works for them. Genetics and basketball skills are not intertwined. 2. The Nances. Over 13 seasons with the Suns and Cavaliers, Larry Nance consistently delivered as a scorer, rebounder, and defender. He played in 3 All-Star games, was on the All-Defensive team 3 times, and is in the league's top 20 for career blocks. A very impressive career, no matter how you look at it. After beginning his career in LA, Larry Jr. also wound up in Cleveland, just a short drive from Richfield, Ohio, where he played in high school and his father competed in so many great games for the Cavs. Larry Jr. is averaging 10.1 points and 7.3 rebounds as a reserve center in the last season. You notice a lot of these players are juniors? Good, because we have one more. Number 1, the Jacksons. A product of Georgetown's post-powerhouse teams under John Thompson, Jaren Jackson joined the Hoyas just after they'd made the NCAA championship game in 3 of 4 seasons and became a 4-year regular on teams that twice fell 1 game short of the Final Four. He then fought to achieve a 12-year career that saw him play for 9 different teams and win an NBA championship in 1999 with the Spurs, the one franchise where he was able to find a consistent home. At 6'11", Jaren Jr. is 7 inches taller and entered the NBA as a one-and-done top 5 draft pick. With the Grizzlies, he became an instant smash because of his ability to shoot from long range, 38.6%, and defend 1.6 blocks per game. He was first-team All-Rookie in 2018-2019, so it appears that he too will have a long career if things hold out. So, what do you think? What do you think of this look at the sons of NBA players and how they've done compared to them? Are you shocked by some of the names on this list? Or just as shocked at the legendary names who didn't have sons who played in the game? Which father-son sons combo do you find the most interesting? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.